We're joined back with Jim Ashby here at the Monday Night Community Show. Jim, what is the best way to plan an escape route?
Escape routes are probably things people don't think about too much, probably because they particularly don't want to think about having a fire in their home.
Yeah.
But it is something to bear in mind, especially if you've got youngsters or elderly people living in the house. And preparing and practicing a plan of action will help you act quickly if there's a fire in your home, and it could even save your life. So it's something that's quite important to think about. And when you make an escape plan, involve everybody that lives in the home. Again, if you've got children, older or disabled people, or even lodgers, then get everybody around and have a little discussion and some tips to help you plan your escape from a fire. Quite often the best escape route is normally the way in and way out of your home. Pretty obvious. Things can change over night time, and I'll mention that briefly in a minute. Think of any difficulties you may have getting in, getting out of a night time, and you may need to have a torch or something similar to light your way. And quite often people double lock the front doors of a night time, so think about what you do with your keys during the night. How readily accessible are they, bearing in mind potentially the house may be full of smoke, so that's something to think about. If you double lock in the front door, where you're placing your keys, are they readily accessible for you as individuals inside the house? And choose a second escape route in case the first one is blocked. How readily accessible is a route to the rear of the house, to the back door? Is that an option? Difficult to be very precise, because obviously there's, everybody's got a different floor plan of a house, so it's very difficult to be precise about how you can choose a second route. But if the first one is blocked, then just have a backup plan of what you're going to do, and I'll talk about that in a second. Keep all exits clear of obstructions. A biggie is kiddies' toys, push bikes in the hallway, again over night time or during the day even. You don't want to be negotiating obstacles within the hallway or your exit, so just try and keep your exits clear with bicycles, shoes, boxes, things like that. And if there are children, older or disabled people, or pets even, then plan how you get them out as well, especially if if you've got a disabled person within the house. It's something to maybe bear in mind. Does that person predominantly live downstairs? Are they upstairs? Again, difficult to be generic, because every person's got their own circumstances. And again, I'll talk about how you can get some further advice from ourselves if you've got any particular queries about elderly or disabled people very shortly. Think about a safe place to go if you can't escape. So this again is predominantly of a night time. People find themselves in a situation during the night. Smoke alarm's activating, everybody's upstairs, and we try to encourage people not to try and investigate too much into what is occurring, especially if there's a large amount of smoke within the building and it's evident that there is a fire downstairs. The best plan of action is to find a room to take refuge in, collect the family. The best plan of action is to go to the front of the house, so that you're more accessible for the fire service. Mobile phones are a good thing to take to bed with you nowadays. Landlines are particularly easy to drop out in the event of a house fire. So if you've got a mobile phone, that's probably the best plan of action to use when dialing 999. A mobile phone will pick up on any network to dial 999 on, and you don't need any credit to dial 999 anyway. So you can't go wrong with a mobile phone, as long as it's charged, of course.
Yep.
I quite often visit elderly people who don't have a phone in their bedroom, but they've been given a mobile phone by the family, and they say that they never use the mobile, but it's quite a good idea to have that mobile in their bedroom to act as that emergency lifeline. So mobile phones are very good for that reason. So referring back to the escape plan of a night time, congregate everybody in the front of the house if that's possible. Use the mobile phone to contact fire and rescue, and the girls in control are very professional. They'll take all the information that they will need, and all that information that they are taking goes straight onto the fire appliance computer. So as they're entering the details of where people are within the property, the fire crews en route will be aware of that information straight away. So time is critical, and that information that is yielded by fire and rescue control literally saves lives, because that information is being fed to us straight away. And of course, once they've taken all the relevant information, they won't just leave you and get on with it. They'll stay on the line and try and keep you calm. Pass on other information saying how far away we are. And until the fire crews arrive, they'll stay on the phone with the occupant. So if you find yourself in the front of a bedroom, you've brought everybody into that bedroom, shut the door, put duvets at the bottom of the door to prevent any smoke from entering that room, open a window, get some fresh air in, and we don't promote people jumping out of windows nowadays. You see it on telly, jumping into the arms of the neighbour or the fire brigade's outstretched blanket. We don't promote jumping out of windows because that just creates more problems than what it's worth. We would rather everybody stays in that one room so we know where everybody is within the house. And in some cases it may be a case of us actually dealing with the fire whilst they're in that safe haven.
Yeah.
As long as they're in that safe haven and there's no immediate risk whilst they're in that room, we may even deal with the fire whilst a couple of the other guys are trying to negotiate ladders and things. So again, it's a very flexible circumstance, and it's hard to be generic, but all the information that homeowners give whilst they're in that environment adds to what we do when we turn up to a house fire. Pets, I'll mention pets, very tempting. A lot of people leave their pets downstairs. Again, it's very tempting for individuals to go and get the family pet, but we advise to look after yourselves first. Get the kids or any other persons in the home into the front bedroom, shut the door, and it's harsh to say, but we would rather be dealing with human lives than individuals trying to risk their lives chasing after the family pet. So again, just think of yourselves, get us out, let us deal with the fire, and we just want everybody to remain safe, really. So just a few little tips there, and again, you can get some further information if need be from the Sheppey Fire Station, of which I'll give some details shortly.
We are joined with Jim Ashby from the Sheppey Fire Station in Sheerness here at the Monday Night Community Show.